Hey there, this is Mr. Sullivan. I am Matthew Sullivan, University of North Carolina, EDL 517. Recording a YouTube clip, and then I'm going to place the document that I'm talking about kind of embedded in the assignment. So, Activity 8, we're going to be exploring the discipline at Williston Middle School. Quick overview. This activity is a diagnostic plan that shows snapshots of our school and district discipline data for improvements, consistency in administration and staff with experience in event planning, teamwork, leadership, and communication, while helping to shape a positive and engaging school environment will improve the overall culture. So I think discipline is really embedded in the overall culture. New Hanover County Schools is adopting a CHAMPS model for all schools in 2026. So I've been fortunate enough to be involved in the professional development of that and the rollout. So our school will be adopting the CHAMPS model in 2025, 2026. Great quote: by adopting this method, teachers spend less time modifying children's behavior and more time teaching content. And that, when the expectations are clearly set, there is no room for behavior problems. So that's kind of where we're going to lie when we're discussing the behavior matrix and everything that it entails. So the first slide after the overview is a snapshot of New Hanover County Public Schools and their school-wide behavior plan, which was updated in October 31st, 2025. So as a sixth grade intern, I am in charge of all of the disciplining. So that is one of my major jobs. And I love it. It's just it's a challenge, no question. But it is a really great thing that I'm doing. And I really feel like it's making our school a better place. So this just talks about the the New Hanover County Board Policy 4302. Each school must have a plan incorporated into its school improvement plan. So our number one piece for the school improvement plan is to decrease office referrals by 50%. So this is adjacent to the school-wide behavior. Next slide, which is slide 4, talks about Williston Middle School. It has a diagnostic of minor and major behaviors with a discipline chart, and it categorizes the behavior category from inappropriate language to profanity, all the way through technology violations. That just talks about the minor, which is level 1, and a major, which is a level 2 and or 3. So all of North Carolina is using Infinite Campus this year. So that's a big launch and a massive change. We used Educator's Handbook over the last couple years, and it was different. But Infinite Campus has been, I would say, a massive struggle for everyone, from the principals to the students to the parents and to the staff. So this just kind of breaks down, slide 4, just breaks down basically what the minors are, from talking to throwing objects to property damage. And it just gives you a really good indication as to what the minor or majors were. I loved the one workshop where they talked about following a matrix. And so this is basically the matrix. Next, slide 5 is the continuum. That's discipline for 2025-26. Talks about the first offense, which is 3 tardies all the way through lunch detention. We would like to have our parents notified on the second offense, and basically any Infinite Campus referral must have a parent notification. So I have been kind of streamlining that and communicating to the parents, but we've just started Q2. So moving forward, I'm going to be meeting with our grade level teams on Friday. So I'm going to ask real simply that they touch base with the parents so that when we make that phone call, it won't be that first point of contact. So the continuum just displays the 2025 to 2026 at Williston Middle School. The biggest thing has been cell phone use policy and the use of not using, skipping class, leaving school with permission, and failure to serve lunch and learn. So we have lunch and learns established throughout all grade levels. Those are in-house discipline pieces. They're amazing, and they're a good way to kind of safety net and support us as the admin. Next slide is Williston Discipline. So we're going to take a look at 2025, 2026. We're looking for increased parent communication, supporting teachers, and there also is a discipline. ROAR, ROAR, are respect, on board, achieving, and being responsible. These are incentives to create a positively changed environment that is encouraged for our students. Last year, 2025 data, we had 1,762 referrals. Those are office referrals. And there were 1,168 days of OSS, 1,800 plus days in ISS. So that is by far number one discipline school in all of New Hanover County Public Schools for middle schools, I'm sure, and it could possibly be the most. So if you would AI the schools that have the most discipline issues in North Carolina, you're going to find our school, Williston Middle School, probably at the top, or at least in the top 3 of all the state of North Carolina. So it is what it is, and I think we're looking more at not what the problem is, but how to come up with the solutions. And as we're going to take a look at, we're all the piece of this puzzle. So as of now, current data, everything is looking and trending in the right direction. Now, my assistant principal, which I'll interview later, talked about the fact that office referrals are going to go down massively just because it's a new tool. So we have an Infinite Campus cheat sheet, which we applied to all of our staff in professional development training at the beginning of the school year. And that kind of just talked about like what they do, how to compose a referral, and how to write it, and also tips of the day, taking a time out before you write a referral. So that's a big piece. Like the teachers often write referrals in the fire where they just discipline a student. So it's important to take some time out. And we have a 24-hour turnover for VIP, which means if someone is turned in with an office referral, they will be disciplined within 24 hours. And when I was a teacher just a few years ago, that wasn't the case. Those office referrals would sit in the queue for close to a week. So we're doing a really good job, at least as the admin, of taking care of those referrals. So when we're talking about preventive pieces, Williston offers, our next slide talks about Williston Middle School in the first 10 days, and that reviews the ROAR expectations. ROAR is respectful, again, being on board, being a high achiever, and being responsible for your own actions. So in the presentation, you'll take a look at our ROAR expectations, and they're basically everything. This was the first year I took all of this matrix and put up posters throughout the school. I did hallway expectations. I did bathroom expectations. We've had a lot of issues in our bathrooms, as most schools do in the middle school. We have classroom expectations. So when you look at the Williston ROAR expectations, I did personalize those for classrooms, and we are going to be rebranding that moving forward. Student rewards, our reward systems are part overall of PBIS, and we have them every 9 weeks. They're individual students. We're celebrating our AV honor roll this week, and we also have Tiger Character Awards and grade level meetings, raffles, and social media spotlights, which are based on teacher recognitions, which are all student incentives. So I'm really proud of this. Me and the instructional coaches put this together a few years ago when I was beginning my leadership at Williston. So we came up with these AV honor roll celebrations where we're inviting parents to come. And so it started to really be a nice progression. So this is our second year where we're inviting parents to our school, because we believe, and I believe, that discipline without getting the parents on board is a massive challenge. Next slide, we're talking about the office referrals that we were talking about decreasing. And our rewards plan is increased pause, decrease office referrals. So as of right now, we have about 100 Infinite Campus ISS referrals versus 300 positive referrals. So the positive referrals are where we've launched this sort of referral process where teachers and staff write up students for doing the right thing. and following our role characteristics. And so then every Friday, myself and the secretary, Miss James, we do some songs and celebrate our students. We've also connected with the PTA and local charities in Wilmington to support some small incentives. And then our students get these referrals. And then a fabulous piece is that they take the second side of them and give them to our cafeteria worker, where she also gives them a treat. So it's kind of like a double dose of following the good thing. Next, it talks about some other incentives that we have. Our first 9 weeks, we had a dance called the Fall Glow. Our second 9 weeks, we're also going to have a dance and spirit week. Third 9 weeks, we have March Madness and Field Day. And our fourth 9 weeks, we have also Spirit Week and the 8th grade formal and also a PD game. So when we're talking about school personnel, I felt that it was the best practice to interview our assistant principal, and he is in charge of all disciplining, and his name is Mr. Swanson. So his quote, and I asked him a very vague question, and he supports me with disciplining on a daily basis, and really probably next to our principal, Joe, he is by far a wonderful school leader, and he has so many responsibilities. I think I might have more just as an intern, but he's a close second. So I asked him that question of how to improve behavior at Williston Middle School. And this is a very rich answer, but he said to truly see sustainable behavior improvement, we have to take a really dig deeper. So it starts with developing a vision, which would be our school vision, on what we want to see our students. Involve every level of stakeholders. That's the students, families, community teachers, district leaderships, and administration. For those conversations, you gain buy-in and investment, which is what we're attempting to do this year. Behavior, discipline, student attendance, teacher attendance all provide parameters for your school culture. So if you think about the school as a tree and your culture provides the roots while the behavior and attendance are the branches and leaves, you can spend all day working hard at the branches, but things only change if you deal with the roots. So building school-wide systems, procedures, vision, solutions can begin that journey, moving slowly and to get it right. So revisit often and make small adjustments. Pay attention to the details and involve students and teachers in the feedback loop. And so that's what we're attempting to do this year. And I feel like this is a better progression for all of the structures in place. Now, the biggest piece for putting all this together as we look at the activity 8 of exploring discipline, some of my reflective changes are based on CHAMPS. So CHAMPS summary, which I've attended this workshop in October. I had a 2-day workshop in October, and I was, fortunately or unfortunately, the only person represented for Williston. So this talks about the MTSS, tiered services, and RTI and PBIS. So CHAMPS is basically STOIC. So STOIC is sort of that encompassing piece on how you manage your classrooms. The CHAMPS model will enhance student engagement, number one. It will also decrease discipline referrals based off their data by 80%, so we'll see. And it kind of bundles everything. It talks about the individuals, it talks about the classroom, and it talks about the school-wide. So it's responding to misbehavior, and it creates sort of a skeletal area and a model for specific processes. And the processes are within your team. There's an improvement cycle, and it's all data-driven. And there are some texts and some other pieces that talk about CHAMPS. So references are there. I do know that discipline is also part of your culture. I was fortunate to work at Hoggart over the summer, and also as a parent and working in a lot of schools in North Carolina. The culture embeds everything that you're doing. And as a future cultural leader, I feel that the principal's job is going to be the one to kind of sell all this. So I know the positive referrals are working in my school, and I know specifically they're working more with the 6th grade students that I'm having that daily interaction with. And I think I've definitely lured them into success and doing the right thing. So thank you, and I appreciate your time. Go Tigers and go Steelers.